The CR56 AMAX, guys. This is the better of the two guns that we got in Season 4. I mean, the Vector is cool, but it's just not reliable. This gun right here, depending on the class you make, it could be reliable for so many different ranges. Like the first actual class I'm going to give you guys is the close range one, and this one is great for multiplayer because it works even at long range. And the second one I'm going to give you is for those of you guys who love Warzone. I made a perfect class for this gun on Warzone as well that you guys could follow, but I want you guys to notice the gameplay in the background. I'm playing Search and Destroy, which if you guys don't know, that is literally my favorite game mode in Modern Warfare. Like I could just play that in any COD really. I could just play Search and Destroy all day long, and I ended up joining this game late, but if I wasn't using this gun, if this class is not the one I was using, I wouldn't have done as good as I've done. I almost got 20 kills this game, joining in late and everything, so just watch it, man. This is Search and Destroy is my game mode. But yeah, I'm going to share this class with you guys, the one first that you're watching in the background, so let's get straight into that. What is up, guys? My name is Nick, and welcome back to another OP class setup for the CR56 AMAX, the GALIL. You guys know what it is. Man, we're going to get into it right away, but before we do, if you guys could drop a like on this video. We're not going to set any goals or anything. Just go smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here with those notifications turned on. And let me know down in the comments below, which gun do you think is better between the CR56 AMAX, I should say, or the Fennec? You know, the one that I just don't think is reliable. But first, I want to give you guys this OP class for multiplayer. So the first thing you want to run is the Barrel FSS 8.3-inch Intruder. Now this one is great because it gives you ADS speed and it gives you movement speed, which is super important in multiplayer. It's not as important in Warzone, but when you're playing multiplayer, you're getting into gunfights every few seconds, you definitely want to have the upper hand on that. Now it does take away bullet velocity, which doesn't matter as much because in multiplayer you're mostly close quarters, so you're not going for those super long shots, and it does take away some recoil control as well. But this gun is already super nice. Like, you don't have to worry about the recoil control. It's almost as good as the Grau in terms of controlling that recoil. Now I will say that the iron sight on this class is very clean. It's super nice and probably one of the nicest ones in the game, but I still went and threw on the optic GI mini reflex because after playing with the actual iron sight and then this optic, it just feels like you hit more shots with the optic. I don't understand why. I don't get it, but it just feels a little easier, which is why I went ahead and threw that on for the optic. Now the stock, I went ahead and threw on the FSS close quarter stock. Again, this gives you ADS speed and it only takes away aiming stability, which is something I'm not too mad to lose because the next attachment we're going to throw on actually does help you with that. Now before we go on to the next attachment, I just want to say this class is really good because this gun goes up to like level 60 something. I don't even know how high it goes, and these attachments right here are some of the first attachments that you actually unlock for this weapon. I think you just got to get it to like level 30 something and you already got all these attachments, so it's really nice. You don't have to grind it too much, and you will get the perfect class setup for this without bringing it all the way to the max level. Now I will recommend bringing it to the max level because if you do want to actually go ahead and play Warzone or something, you're going to need to bring this a lot higher. Now the underbarrel, like I said, the next attachment is going to help us out a lot, and that is going to be the Merc foregrip. This gives you recoil control, it gives you hip fire accuracy as well, which this gun for an AR is very accurate already when aiming at, well, not even aiming, when using hip fire, and it really is nice. So throwing on the Merc foregrip helps it out even better, and you're going to feel like you're not missing any bullets whatsoever while hip firing. Now it does take away aim walking movement speed, which is not something I like to lose too much because I always like to make myself a harder target to hit, but it is alright. I do not mind sacrificing just a little bit movement speed while aiming in order to actually hit those shots a lot easier. And it does take away ADS speed as well, which is the only attachment that will take that away, which is alright because we all already know that we only need 2 attachments to give you ADS speed in order to actually have the advantage within this game. You don't need more ADS attachments. So for that, the next one we're going to throw on is the rear grip XRK CR56 stippled wrap. Now what I really like about this is the aesthetics on this. It's really nice. So you got the wrap. It's not a grip tape. The tape is black. This one you actually get to keep the wrap on, and it keeps whatever camo you have on, and it looks really nice. So it's wrapped up, it looks cool, and I just think it's really nice. Now it is just pretty much stippled grip tape, but it is the CR56 stippled wrap, but it gives you ADS speed and it gives you sprint to fire speed, which is really nice to have on the gun, and it only takes away some aiming stability. Now I will say this class is amazing. You got to use it it runs like an SMG, and it feels like an AR at long range, so definitely go ahead and use it. But if you're one of those people who rather play Warzone and you want to just go for those long shots and hit those people, this is a gun that could definitely compete with the M13 and the Grau in terms of accuracy at distance. So you want to run for the first attachment is going to be the muzzle monolithic suppressor. This gives you recoil stabilization and it gives you a weapon suppression, which is really, it's in the name, right? Now, you do lose ADS speed and you do lose aiming stability while using this, but it's Warzone. You're not really caring about that ADS speed. You should have a secondary on anyways for those close quarter fights, and this should be used for that long range or mid range and stuff like that, which you could still use up close because this gun is still dirty up close. Trust me on that. Now, the barrel is the XRK Zodiac S440, the S4400, or that doesn't make sense. 440. It gives you damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control, so it makes it really nice. And again, it takes away ADS speed and it does take away some movement speed because it is a very big barrel, but this is only the second barrel you unlock for this weapon, so it doesn't take too long to unlock it. But the muzzle monolithic suppressor is the last muzzle attachment, so you're gonna have to max out the muzzles in order to get the monolithic suppressor. The stock is going to be the CR56 EXO. This gives you aim, walking, movement speed, and it gives you some ADS speed, so we're not losing way too much ADS on this class, and it does take away some aiming stability, which, as you guys know, aiming stability is not something I care about losing too much because it only affects your gun before you start shooting. The underbarrel is the operator foregrip because you want some extra recoil control. Really nice to have. We already got recoil stabilization and now we got recoil control again on this class, and it does take away ADS once again, which does suck. I'm gonna admit it does suck to lose that ADS. And the last one is going to be the rear grip XRK CR56 rubberized wrap. Again, this is a wrap, so you get to keep the camo there and it looks really nice. This gives you recoil control and it takes away aiming stability, which is something I don't care about losing once again, just to let you guys know that. Now, I will say, guys, I'll tell you guys some tips in order to play search and destroy better, because I know a lot of people love search and destroy and there's a lot of people who just always go even or they barely have really good games and stuff. So I'm gonna tell you guys my play style quickly here. It's very simple. Like, what I do when I get into a search and destroy map is I make sure that I have stim shot on, and that is probably the most important thing you could have. And I don't use it for healing whatsoever. As you guys can notice, at the beginning of every round, I sprint, I stim, I sprint more, and then when I can't double sprint anymore, I go ahead and take another stim shot just so I could get all the way to the other side of the map, or at least the mid map or an advantage point before the enemies can. If you could get there before the enemies, you could get a bunch of kills, which is really nice to do. So what I like to do at the start of every single round is just get somewhere where I know is going to pick off a lot of enemies, where it's going to be harder for them to hit me. I mean, if you could hold head glitches and stuff in search and destroy, definitely go for it. Make sure to rush those first few seconds, or if you're one of those people who likes to sit back, just know that you might get sniped or something like that. So that's really why I don't really sit back in the spawn or anything. I hate sitting in the spawn in search and destroy. If I get the bomb, sometimes I go and rush plant that when I know that there's no enemies near there, or I clear out the bomb site and then plant it so that you guys could actually only bring the round down to 45 seconds and hopefully win it. But I will say, after like the first 20 seconds of a round, don't rush. Don't do it. Not in search and destroy, man. There's gonna be too many people camping, and it's not really camping. It's you're playing smart when you're doing that in search and destroy. Like, that's the only game mode I agree with head glitching and staying in one spot. Like, just watch bombs, and when you're playing defense, just don't rush. There's no point to go all the way up to the enemy spawn and stuff like that. And unless you're doing it at the beginning of the round, there's no point to do it. So if you're gonna do it at the beginning of the round. Don't do it in the middle of the round or anything like that, because you'll probably end up dying. And I know I do it myself, but I just, at least I know where the enemies are. I have a feeling where they're gonna be. And if you guys could see the gameplay in the background, man, I'm so happy I joined late, but I'm kind of upset as well, because I could have done much better. Like, if I was there the first 2 rounds, maybe I could have got like 25 kills or something, but still, 19 for joining in late. I'm not upset about that. But it's not my best game in search, but it's pretty damn good, especially for my first time. This was the first time I actually tested out that class. I wanted to test it in search and destroy with the optic GI mini reflex, and man, did it ever work. So I'm happy for that. But nonetheless, guys, that is going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked the search and destroy gameplay in the background. Thought I'd change it up just a little bit, show you guys my favorite mode and stuff. Drop a like on this video. Like I said, we're not going to set any goals or anything, but just go ahead and smash it. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here with those notifications turned on, and let me know between the CR56 AMAX and the Fennec, the Vector, and the GALIL. Let me know which one you guys think is the better weapon in Season 4. I gotta go with this one right here, man. I'm sorry. sorry. I just find the vector is way too inconsistent. But yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.